Hey Ron, Eric here. So, just wanted to do another video sort of gushing about another Plugin Alliance slash Brainworks plugin. I love Plugin Alliance Brainworks plugins. They are so good. Let's talk about another one of my favorites that lives constantly on my mix bus. So today we're looking at Elysia Alpha Master, whatever, Alpha Master compressor. This is an emulation of a very famous hardware mastering compressor that is said to have like this really expensive sound, whatever that is. People say things like, you know, you can really drive the compressor and make a compressor a lot and it won't be noticeable. I don't think that's the case. I think that you kind of only really want to have a ratio of 1.5, and have about 3 to 4 decibels of gain reduction. I'll just play something. Well, you can't hear any audio because I've muted my output, but you can see sort of the start of my track here. It's got about 3 dB of gain reduction. When it gets up to the chorus, which it may do soon, I don't know when I've started playing it from, it will kick up to about 4 dB. I'm just going to walk you through some of the settings that I like to use personally. So I have the MS mode engaged by default and the channel link also engaged, so it's compressing the same amount and the side chain is the same, everything is the same between the mid and the side channels. I tend to leave the attack and release alone and turn on auto fast and attack and release. I set the ratio to its default, which is 1.5 to 1, and as I said before, you kind of, so I've tried setting it to 2 and then adjusting the threshold so I get the same amount of gain reduction. It's just not the same. It's really not the same. You really want to go for 1.5, because if you set it to 2 and just adjust the threshold, you're gonna hear the compression and it's not that nice. This EQ gain stuff on the left here, I don't touch it. I'll just, like, this is a compressor, I just let it compress. If I wanted an EQ before or afterwards, I'm gonna EQ before or afterwards. Sidechain frequency, so I just leave it to the default frequency, which is about 310 Hertz, and set it to high pass. So it is letting through everything under 310 Hertz through the sidechain, which is crazy. But I mean, a lot of these days, I like to have productions that have some low mid, you know. So the mix knob, this is a bit of a stupid knob, because you've got the knob itself and then you've got 2 buttons. Direct, it just feeds through the dry signal. Compressed, the button, it just feeds through the wet signal, and then you've got a wet and dry knob. So whatever, I just set it to compress and I was like 100% wet. And then we got this we got the gain knob. I leave it to 0. Like, I don't need it to kind of have any makeup gain. Like, I get the gain back somewhere else further down the chain. And then I engage the warm button on both, and then the soft clip thing, which is, the soft clip thing is one of my favorite tools, and I'll tell you why. The soft clip circuit is actually after the compression. So what you get is you have your compressed signal, and then you can turn the soft clip on and then drive it and get a little bit more clipping, like some saturation and some soft clipping to tame the transients, which is one of my favorite things about this compressor. And it's basically the reason I use this compressor at all. Now, I wanted to do this video today because I got an email, and I'll just open up my inbox. and show you this email. I got an email. I'll walk you through it, right? Plugin Alliance, wow, there's a version 2 of this compressor. And I get an upgrade price of $19.99 because I already own the license for this V1, whatever. Reimagined and expanded. Okay, you know, fair enough. They're doing a lot of these things right now. They're kind of taking their older plugins, which still work really, really well, and you know, are criminally underrated. I'm telling you, Plugin Alliance Brainworks plugins are criminally underrated. They are so good. CPU light. They're just awesome. Anyway, they're doing a lot of this stuff, you know, remastering their plugins. The Elysia Alpha Compressor V2 builds on the original celebrated combination of flexibility and uncompromising sonic accuracy with a raft of new features that intelligently expands the plugin's capabilities to truly represent the apotheosis, I don't even know what that means, of the alpha compressor concept, the ultimate mixing and mastering compressor. Upgrade from V1 now, blah, 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 pay us money, blah, blah, blah. Completely overhauled CPU efficient and resizable UI for high resolution displays. You know, this is important because this actually looks really ugly and really dated and looks like it belongs in Windows 95. Okay. Anyway, TX drive brings exacting Lely transformer modeling for rich harmonic saturation. Okay, whatever. Brainworks TMT for ultra realistic analog behavior and channel variants. We'll come back to this. Stereo with the mono maker for advanced spatial control, headroom control to match modern mastering workflows, enhanced metering and gain staging with auto output gain, ambience, external sidechain input and sidechain listening, alpha sound V2 control. This is your price, blah, 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 whatever. 14-day trial, try before you buy. Okay, well. You know what? I'm always like this. I tend to not try before I buy, but if you're asking me whether I'm going to upgrade this, the answer is probably yes, because one, I use this compressor almost on almost every single production that I do. And now that I run a commercial studio and a commercial music production business, this is even more important. Number two, Brainworks plugins, like I cannot go wrong with them. They are hidden gems. They are cheap, or they're often on sale for a steal, and they are very, very light on CPU, okay? I don't know how they do it. And thirdly, they have like internal oversampling, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You don't have to worry about toggling on, 2 times, 4 times, 8 times oversampling. It will do it under the hood in the background by itself. Fourth reason, man, like, I don't even know where I was going with this. I'm gonna forget about the list. I don't know what number 4 was. I don't know what number 5 is. I wanna talk quickly about one of the reasons that the email talks about what, it's trying to convince you to upgrade from V1 for $19.99, whatever. This is Brainworks TMT for ultra realistic analog behavior and channel variants. Now, this Brainworks TMT, in my experience, is nothing special when you have it in stereo mode. It's literally like one channel is louder than the other, or one channel's input is set higher than the other. So nothing special, right? But if you combine that with a mid-side mode, which this plugin can do, MS mode, you can have even more difference between the mid and the side channels for even more stereo width. So if out of all of these new features, like, to be honest with you, all of these new features, I don't care about them. I don't really care that the UI is resizable and kind of looks better now. I don't know about this TX drive thing. I don't like, a compressor is a compressor. If I wanted saturation, I'd reach for a saturator. I don't care about this thing. This is garbage. It does some phasey stuff. I don't recommend you use it. I don't care about headroom control. I don't really care about enhanced metering or auto output gain. As I said, I don't set any makeup gain. I don't know what this ambience thing is anyway. I don't really use external sidechain inputs anyway. The only thing I care about is the Brainworks TMT on the mid-side mode. And that is why I'm gonna pay $19.99 just for this. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. This is me gushing about the Alpha compressor. Even if I didn't upgrade, like, I would still continue to use this on 99% of my productions. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Cheers.